Hi, everybody. I just got off a really good phone call with my daughter. And let's just say we're going to find out something. Because as you can see at the start of my video, I truly think that Keys is running scared. Because I think he knows that I know he put a murder on Darian Brown. So from this day forward, I will speak about Darian Brown. Because that's kind of where everything started, where everybody tried to keep me quiet. Because unless you understand what it's like to live like Darian Brown, you get caught up in other people's situation. You go to places that you think are safe houses. And I know, like Darian Brown, you go to safe houses that you think are safe, and then you get abused, you get drawn in because you're the good one. You go all around cleaning up the house, watching the kids, because he probably flew Cash around that house, because Cash is a superhero for all kids that are taken from their mothers. Why was Cash not with his mama? And I totally believe Mama tried to get them, because isn't Carter with his mom now? Right, people? And Carter will tell us what happened to his superhero brother. Because remember, he may have been little, but just like me, at some point he will put his life back together. Because I know I was lost in the bush and a Sasquatch saved me. I told my daughter that I have to get in contact with Proud Woman's son. And I'll only reveal his first name because I know I have to contact the other lady. Because I tell you now, John, I need you. I need you to help me build a lodge, because we have to bless our soul of our brother Aaron. Our brother Aaron, my son. You two boys were the ones that protected me at my bakery. You two young bears. I need you to gather, John. You know the people to gather, and I need you to teach me to be like your mom, the heart of the lodge, right? Because we were at a barbecue here, and I got to cook for you. I got to see a lot of my family around. Proud Woman. Because anybody that was around this woman made us proud to be in her presence. Should I do the ruins? Does anybody care if I do the ruins? Because I have a crystal ball that I'm scared to look into. That's why I never used it. People ask me if I ever looked into it. I looked into it once and it scared me. So I never used it. And when I started my lives here, I still need to know how long it's been since we made them. Because the ladies and the men that were sitting at the tables as we all made our ruins, you all know who you are. And you all hear me because you all are true of heart. A man who comes back from Kosovo after picking up body parts is never going to be the same, but I need you in my lodge. I need you because you're a warrior, sir. Right, Craig? You're of Scottish descent, right, Craigie? I need your bloodline to build the lodge that's going to heal our world. Because why else would volcanoes be erupting before I started my lives? And we have little ones going off, but the big ones have finally stopped. And nothing will grow where the lava landed, right? It's charred the earth. And just like war, when you spill blood, it chars our earth. Remember my ancestors that were sitting in their villages in teepees, and people came down with white faces and murdered everybody. Man, woman, child. Most of them were the elders, all of them were. Where the braves were off hunting and came back and saw what you did. And then you asked why they put their war paint on, right, people? As I feel my blood saying, do I need to put on my war paint? Mr. Shipley, I seen your son's war paint on in your video. I adored you, sir. Because you're a SEAL. My rage has gotten at you a few times, sir. But just star or like something I do on your page, sir. I'm a woman of dignity, value, self-worth. Because I've traveled through long hallways, Mr. Shipley. I know you're a sports fan, sir. Do you remember the Esposito brothers, sir? Phil and Tony Esposito from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada, sir. I was at their hockey school, sir, when I was probably 16. I think it's 14, between 14 and 16, but I think it's 16, sir. The only girl having to dress in the girls' washroom. Only people that remember the old gardens remember the women's washroom where it connected to the stadium, where everybody came in and the women had to run in there and see me dressing and promise never to say nothing. Those women that came in are probably about 80s now. I wonder if their boys are going, "Did you go to the bathroom? Did you? Did you know?" Because only the moms that were giggling and laughing, because I know yous. I saw yous after I took my helmet off. I seen the French lady and her husband giggling and laughing because their son hated me. But he didn't realize why he hated me even more, because I was a girl. And his mom knew that I had a crush on him. That's why they laughed. And all the other women, they giggled. The men were shocked as much as the boys. Everybody dropped their sticks in the Memorial Gardens in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Wayne Gretzky played in that arena before it was all fixed up, people. He was history. But so was I. So was I. I walked down that friggin' hallway with my skates being covered because remember I wore goalie skates. I could never skate in girl skates or boy skates after I hung up my goalie skates after kids started laughing at me because I wore goalie skates. So instead of embarrassing my kids, I went to the side of the rink and started watching, or I wore my running shoes or my winter boots, teaching them. Because I didn't want their shine to be taken. Because my husband was playing hockey in little old Goulet River, Ontario. I moved out to the woods because, just like Darian Brown, I couldn't live in a city. I hear voices. Now that I'm off the medication and I understand the voices that I hear are my grandparents talking to me way back when. They taught me when I was being fed with seeds. As Baba said, the people with the numbers on the side of their arms, Kimmy. My little bird, at 5 years old, before I was lost in the bush, I was dyslexic, I was deaf. They didn't know. But my Baba said, that lady with the numbers, Kimmy, she cries because the people you said around her, Kimmy, are her loved ones that were behind where, in whatever concentration camp they were. And I can see that little lady right now. But I also can see her as, for 14 years in a row, my father saved up enough money to drive us to Winnipeg every summer for all the Ukrainians that came back from horror in concentration camps to rebuild in Canada. Everybody knows, will remember me. And the vibrations of my voice is one of those Ukrainian survivors going, Kimmy, thank you for telling me that you saw what they did. The family members that were killed behind me. Because one day, like today, we gotta stop war, right? Our movies are like, that's why I like Mr. John Grimes, He believes in superheroes because I believe every comic that was made was about a true historical superhero. Our movies aren't just movies. It shows you what a little bit of tainted blood, like in Venom 2, can do. So to Tom Hardy, you are one of the most sexiest men in the world. And to Sylvester Stallone, God love you, man. You shine in every. Both of you young and older men shine in whatever movie you made. Because you're both part of the rainbow, right, sir? And maybe one day people will see that maybe little Kimmymonster is the pot of gold, but not bar in Canada. Who doesn't want money? Doesn't want money. You see, I got my crochet caught up in me. See, whatever I make is part of me. And I go from one mood to another. Because our storytellers were, before it was written down, before it was recorded, ran around to city. I was probably the nut bar princesses of every freaking, whatever land creation. But I kind of think at one point I had red hair. Because I bore a redhead. And I knew at one point, that's why I think I stopped after he came out. Because I was told there are twins on both sides of our family to the Russian twins out there. Thank God you guys were born, because could you imagine 2 twins that have Ukrainian, or no, it's not Russian, the Ukrainian guys. Because I want you guys in Russia's to say, no, we don't want to do this. Because just imagine if I would have had 2 red-headed twins, just like those Ukrainians, those 2 proud Ukrainian young soldiers that, again, had to leave with their head hanging down, but hopefully they're listening, because you did our bloodline proud. Look at Mr. Zelensky. I pray for you, sir, every night. And I know my daddy's tapping you on the shoulder going, ain't she a nut bar? Yep. I think Mr. Zelensky, if you're in here, ain't she a nut bar? All you guys. There's a nut bar in every one of your families that is probably on medication that I used to be on, that I almost died. If I wasn't in Canada and I didn't have a good husband who had a good job and a good family, and to be honest, if I didn't have enough responsibility in my life to say I need to go in a home for a little bit, until I realized I needed to go back home and become a mom. Do my 30 meetings in 30 days. Do my do my jail time with the guys in jail. And to everyone I use out there that was at the Northern Treatment Center in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. You guys mood swung with me. You guys cried. Because it wasn't just me speaking. You guys, I spoke first. So you guys, when you start at the darkness first, everything else is easy. Right, guys? Because so many of you are out there, and I know you're free, you're alive, you have babies. Because I know every time I speak, that those who speak to you when they put their voice into the wavelengths again, right? People hear it, people will see it. And eventually people will go back to the channels that I will not name anymore and see and ask, why'd you do that to Kimmy, Craig? Why'd you do that to her? She knew Darian Brown didn't do nothing. And Darian Brown will be free because Benny Keys put a murder on him. Right, Benny Keys? Because you're running, you're pouncing for something and from something. Because you getting up, Candace, up online and being so upset and yelling in the car, you're fucking scared. Because I see other channels doing what I say, because I see you going down little by little. And I'm posting on channels. Hi. How about subscribing to me when I told you where the boys were? And I told you I love bats. And everybody got killed by so-called bats. Love and light from Canada. Truly email me if you want to be a real friend. And real friends even give you the phone number. But I know the lady that gave me her phone number is really busy right now. Because they allow me up on their channel and they give me strength. Because now I can say the name Max with a smile. Right, little guy? I bet he sleeps up on the bed between you two, go. Yep. A lot of people. You got money? Send it to Griff Investigates. He saves a dog. Benny Keys is a killer of hearts, dogs, and I think he got people to the point where they said, like his sister, fuck it. It's easier to just go to sleep and die than to deal with the lies this guy spins, right? I think Benny Keys caused somebody to take their life, right, people? Because I think the karma's coming to Benny Keys because the police are watching you, Benny Keys. Right, Duty, Ron? You talked about somebody smoking a joint when you're walking in a fucking park. Duty, Ron, calling you out from Canada. 911, 9/11. Benny Keys is getting away with a whole bunch of shit. Right, sir? Right, sir? Are you going to say hi to me when I enter your lives tonight? Or are you going to ignore me? Right, sir? Bye-bye from Canada. In the northern part of Canada, where our cops listen to me when I say, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Ooh. That's from my buyer getting ready. Because I'm going to get some tattooing done really soon. Because I need to feel the pain. The start of a dragon tattoo on my back. And I'll start it with a little bull because I know Darian Brown is innocent. Right? I get people popping in, right? One day you'll learn to talk to me. Maybe ask my questions once we get Darian Brown out of jail. And everybody sees the light. Because I see all you heavy-duty channels on that bullied me going and sucking up to Benny Keys. But remember, other people are watching and seeing you for the suck-up that you are. Ion Entertainment. Perpetual platypus, I challenge you. You think you know me? Let's do a one-on-one on somebody's channel. And I'll tell you the therapy that I've gone through. And anybody that takes any advice from a woman who calls women bitches, you're not my bitches. You're my ladies, right? Because if I say, hey, Mr. Grell, hug your lady and kiss Max, right? Respect is respect. And I don't call my son an asshole. I call my son a big bear. Because I know sometimes he needs to release it. And if he is, I know. Let him do it. Because I know if he's got to, he either goes outside when he was little and scream, and the neighbor understood. Because I was trying to teach him, even when he was little. I didn't want to swear in front of him, so I said, fire truck, fire truck, fire truck. Until he was Cash's age and went to school. And I got a phone call and said, the teachers that are out there that are retired now probably hearing this. Yep. Drew said, fire truck, fire truck, fire truck. And we couldn't understand why when there was no fire truck. And we kept looking. Then we called his mama. Right, Mr. McChesney, when you were the principal of Bowading High School, sir. The Bowading Braves was the football team my son played on. So, when my son was little and big, I got a call from their teachers to say, what's he doing? But when he was 5, he was saying the F word, okay? I'm going to be good and learn from Mr. and Mrs. Griffey not to swear. Because, yeah, the F word is a fire word. But sometimes when I get excited, I morph into Robin Williams. And I don't realize until I rewatch it live and going, oh my lordy, did I say that? Imagine what my face would look like. You saw me on Griffey without my TVs. Because remember, I lived in the age of Red Skelton, Carol Burnett, the Beatles, when they were on the Ed Sullivan Show, when we all had one TV where we all had to vote what show we were going to watch. So, 30 minutes, nobody wants to say nothing. I'm going to go back and crochet. So, Mr. and Mrs. Shipley, can I have permission to... I know I'm Canadian, but my grandpa, remember my grandpa, he's a Hall. Do I get permission to get a Navy SEAL on me? Please. Please. And really, Diane, I want to come and cook in your kitchen. But I'm going to make sure I'm going to bring, if you got like a little donut shop around there, like little donuts, we're going to be ready for when those SEALs come in the kitchen. We're going to shoot them with Timbits. Because unless you've taken out cops with Timbits, and they thought it was the drunk in the corner, and it was me, all those police officers, remember me? Because I was the one who baked the great big donuts for you, extra biggers, right, guys? Because you protected me, lovers you. And those who have passed on in my lives when it was blinking. I see ya, I hear ya. And I feel Tony Esposito in me going, or talking to me, because Phil passed away. And only brothers will understand how much I love those, and still love those two men. Because it's like, I can't, I talk about them. Because I can feel one brother who's passed on holding me going, oh, it's time for you to release the beast, my girl. Because like my daddy said, you're my little Kimmymonster. And you're Kimmy Doolittle. Love and light from Canada.